today we want to talk about how you get a driving license in Japan,
Mhm.
how I got mine,
How I got
yours,
mine as Japanese.
and actually we have a carry help service where foreign students help each other foreign students to carry their stuff if they buy or sell something. And some of them were able to convert their own driving license, like international driving
Okay.
license, back to
I see.
Japanese license. So maybe this information could be useful for you. So if you have a driving license from your country, it could be quite cheap, I would say, 10 times cheap maybe, to convert your international driving license to the local Japanese driving license.
Okay. Maybe we can start with my
Experience?
in the US actually.
Oh, you got your driving license in
No,
US?
no. I didn't get, but my parents,
Got there.
I mean, used to have Japanese license and converted the Japanese license into US licenses. And I think it was quite easy and easier compared to Japanese system, I would say, because they could even take tests in Japanese.
Oh,
not in English. They could take a test in Japanese, and if they pass that, it can be converted into, I mean, from Japanese license to US.
that's good.
License.
I think in Japan you can only have either Japanese.
Right.
I think when I applied, they told me I can do it in English as well, I think. But there was a need for extra classes and extra fee if I don't mistake. So I didn't want to take it. I took in Japanese.
So it's just paper test for them, no driving test.
Oh, that's
for them
nice.
at all. Maybe it's limited to certain countries, especially the US case. Maybe Japan, I don't know, Great Britain or something like that. But for my parents' case, in California, they could only take Japanese test, paper test. That's it, and they passed it, converted to from Japanese license to US license.
If you get a driving license in US, how much do you get paid? Like, how much do you pay to the government? You pay for the government, right?
Yes. It's like $500.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, it's cheaper than Japan.
Yes.
I didn't have my driving license from my country. I took it initially from Japan.
Okay.
But I think it's way too more expensive.
Yes, it is expensive.
Compared, like in my country, if you are getting driving license, driving school fee is around, I think, 4,000 yen a month. It's not that expensive.
Yeah.
And you see, the driving test and all those stuff are done by government, so the fees are really low. In Japan, I think it's more about like a business, more than something related to government. That's why there are different schools and they're charging quite a lot for this.
So I think usually a ticket to taking a test that could give you like a driver's license is going to driving school in Japan. That is a ticket to the test. But in the US, you can practice by yourself. You don't have to go to school. And you can take a test. And if you pass it, you can get driver's license. So it doesn't. Well, you can go to, of course, there is a driving school in the US also, but you don't need to go there. If you can.
So it's not a must.
Yeah, exactly.
I think in Japan it's a must.
Yeah, must.
I got it here. Maybe it's better to me sharing how I got it. Like when I just arrived in 2014, I got my master exam passed, and after that I could apply for the TUO card. TUO card is a credit card provided you by Hokkaido University Co-op. So you can have limit in your card. It was around, in my case, 30,000 yen, 300,000 yen, and I could withdraw that money to pay for my driving license school. It was I asked for 18 times payment. It was divided to 1.5 year. I paid almost around like 17,000 yen every month for 1.5 year. I would say having a driving license is a really big strength in Japan. You can use a rental car. It's quite cheap in Japan, I think, compared to my country, maybe even. So I went to co-op.
Mm-hmm.
At the co-op, I asked for a 2O card. If you're a student of Hokudai and you are here at least for the next 1 year or 1.5 year, you can apply for it,
Mm-hmm.
and most time they approve it. So you are getting Mitsui Sumitomo Bank credit card, and it has limit for $3,000, like 300,000 yen. And I went at the Soen Jidosha Gakko, Soen Driving School,
I see.
has an
That's nearest driving school
Yeah.
to Hokudai.
Hokudai. So it's on the top of the on the roof of the Eon at the Soen station. So there was a guy as an representative from Soen Driving School at the Seikyo, and I took the application form.
I see.
I applied for it, and he gave me a receipt, and I took this receipt to the Seikyo, and with my credit card, I paid for my driving school from my credit card directly, and it was quite easy. And they wanted me from me. They collected my student card, resident card. If I don't mistake, they also wanted me Juminho. I took all these documents to the driving school.
I see.
They started proceeding with my application form. Most times you are taking classes for the next 3 months, I think. And at the end of 3 months, you can apply for the school and then for the driving license, and you can get it. I had driving experience in my country in this beach. My dad used to teach me how to drive it. Actually, he had an old Russian car, which was kind of turning off all the time if you don't work properly with clutch. It was, you really needed to be kind of attentive with the clutch with that car. And he told me that if you can drive this car, you can drive anything you want. So he taught me back then. So when I came to Japan and I applied for my driving license, I didn't have any problem with driving.
It was way easier.
It was way more easier. It was a Toyota. It didn't turn off at all. I never had my car when I drive turn off. So I learned with the manual, and then here I took classes for manual and automatic, both of them. It was easy. I would say the Japanese exam part also was kind of easy because the school has their own system where you can do tests. It's almost the same tests that appear in the exam when at the final exam. So every day I used to spend around 1 or 2 hours just to do the set tests. And after a while, you just memorize them by heart. So I did it.
And also the test is easy because it's 2 choices always. It's
yes
always,
or no. Yes or no. Or if you have like sometimes like 4 choices. But it's already kind of, you do it so much, you memorize it by heart.
That's true.
My case was interesting because first 3 months I went to all classes, but I didn't have time to go to the last final exam from the school, so I can go to the central driving school to get the test. So I finished all my classes in August, but I was able to take last exam, I think around
October,
December or November.
I see.
And another interesting thing is, I took all those documents and I went to get my driving license in March. So it took me kind of 9 months to get.
So driving school itself is just 3 months.
Yeah, I was like straight. I took all the classes. I think I was way too much busy with my research. I couldn't make time to go there, but eventually I was able. It was quite easy. I did it in once. I didn't fail because I used to do tests every day. Actually, the people were quite nice at the driving school. So in school, it's really nice people. I don't regret that I took the classes. Can you tell about your experience?
Well, for my case, I didn't practice at all before going to driving school, so it was my first time driving. And I think you explained this. You experienced it also, but there's like in driving school there are like 2 ways. One is like study. I mean like
study classes,
study classes and driving
classes.
And study classes, that was easy for me. The only thing you have to do is to remember the rules in Japan. But driving part, it was first time for me, and every time I drive, I got nervous. And as long as it's inside the building, which is inside the school, that's okay. And
you did also in Soe?
yes, no, not Soe, but in my hometown, Niigata.
Oh, okay.
And so after practicing for a certain amount of time inside school, you get pre-license, which is karimenkyo,
Okay.
and you go outside of school, right?
Drive outside the street.
Yes, exactly. So that's like second procedure, and after that, if you pass that, you can now get a ticket to take a test in center driving school. So as long as it's inside driving school, it's protected, so that was okay. But once we got outside, it was very nervous for me. So.
Actually, I was more nervous inside the school.
Really?
Because it was on top of the roof.
I see.
So
I see.
And sometimes, like, I was the only foreigner at the time taking the classes, and teacher was kind of a fun guy.
Okay.
Sometimes he would tell me, "Do you think you can make 40 kilometers per hour here?" And I was like, "Do you want to test it?" And he would kind of pump me. So,
like, for my case, I took it before entering university. So after graduating from high school and before entering university, and I didn't have anything to do. So it took me just, I would say, 3 weeks
to finish it.
No, just a month to finish it and get driver's license. And in Japan, there's like gashuku for driver's license. And my sister went to gashuku for that. She went to Miyazaki Prefecture to to focus on driving school. And it took her just 2 months, 2 weeks to get driver's license.
It's kind of an intensive course.
Yes, exactly.
I guess foreigners also can apply for that. So if you need something really in short time, you can apply for it.
And I think it's cheaper.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think it depends from city to city. In Hokkaido, it was I got price down some yen, 30,000 yen, because I was because I was Hokkaido student. But I think in some cities it's around like 240,000 yen. So almost 100,000 yen cheaper than Hokkaido maybe. So if you are in a different city, maybe you'll get something less.
I see. How about converting your country's driver's license into international license or Japanese license in Japan?
Actually, I think our drivers had that kind of experience.
Okay.
It doesn't cost that much. You pay around, I think, 3,000 yen for translation of your driving license, and then you pay around 5,000 yen for application, and then each time 2,500 yen for the exam. We had a guy who failed around 3 times, and at the third time he was able to get it.
I see.
Yeah. All the documents you can do, I think, at the Chuo.
What office?
No, around Teine Station, there's a Chuo Gakko, and there you can apply for it and then get it done there. So you can have test driving and then kind of, because in Japan, driving, like, you're driving on the right side.
Yes.
In my country, it's left side, right?
Okay.
Maybe it takes some time for you to get used to that.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can have some kind of repetition classes there and then get the test. So I think it's around 800 yen for each time you take that kind of stuff. So it's quite cheap. If you have your driving license from your country, converting it to the Japanese one isn't expensive. You can get it at quite cheaper price.
I see.
Yeah, almost 10 times cheaper if you fail several times, even if. So that shouldn't be difficult. Actually, one thing is interesting. Okay, I think this is my driving license. Okay, this is my driving license. Each time you change, the color here is also changing. If you have driven for almost 15 years without any accident, you will get, I think, golden one.
Golden one. Yeah.
In Japan, there's really a lot of golden ones because they call them paper
Driver,
drivers.
yes.
So it means they have driving license, and within these years they never drive a car.
Mm.
So that's why they never have an accident.
Mm.
Because if you have an accident, it will be here.
Mm.
So the color will change based on that.
Mm.
So I didn't have any accident up until now.
Maybe next time we're gonna get golden one.
Maybe.
Mm.
Actually, another thing is, I was beard, and in the picture also I was beard. In my country, they wouldn't allow you. They will ask you to,
Really?
yeah,
Shave it?
to shave it. Most
Oh.
time that's what they expect. You go to the driving license, take the driving license
Mm.
picture, shaved without beard, so they can recognize you in case you cut your beard.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's interesting. But it's acceptable in Japan.
it's acceptable in Japan. Even my resident card is with the beard. So
So it's beer friendly country.
yeah, I would say so. I think Japan has more kind of open-minded about the cultural stuff.
Mm.
I mean, in the meaning that because the Japanese people don't know much about the culture in your country, so they don't want to offend you or they don't want to hurt you.
Mm.
So that's why they don't ask you to cut your beard or do something.
You're right.
So my resident card with beard. Almost most of the cards that I use in Japan have my picture on it. For the last 2 years, it's always beard. I was hesitating at the beginning. If you're a Muslim, especially you have beard, don't hesitate. Come to Japan. You can come to Japan, and you're okay with your beard. They like it.
How about Salim?
Hmm?
Why don't you get driver's license in Japan?
He's cursed.
Yeah, I'm cursed. Yeah,
Cursed.
mostly not time. I mean, yeah, actually, I translated my driver's license from back home, but you know, coding is a busy work. So
But you have driver's license in Indonesia, right? Indonesian
do.
driver's license.
Mhm.
Isn't it easy to convert from Indonesian?
I think international driving license should be most time easy.
mine
I
is
think
not
his case is
international.
his
Mine is
yeah
not
his case is a bit
international.
different. That's
so you're gonna
why.
be able to drive.
Hmm?
So you're already able to drive in Japan? No.
Well, I can drive, but
Not in Japan because he doesn't have the license, Japanese one.
Oh, okay.
assuming if I have a Japanese driver's license, of course I can drive, but not legally. So the other thing, I need to convert my Indonesian driver's license first. So
Wait, doesn't having international driver's license mean
mine is not international.
doesn't it mean you can drive in Japan? No.
It depends.
I think there's some time that you can drive with it, but after a while you have to change.
Actually, I used to work in a rental car company,
Mm.
and there are two types of international license.
Mm.
First is the one from 1949. It is the one that is accepted in Japan. And the one from 1954, it's another version of international license. Yeah, that one is not accepted.
Mm.
Maybe the rules change, but again, that's from as far as I remember.
I see.
Yeah.
And what's international driver's license then? It's not even international. at all.
I think Japan has agreement with several countries. I
Yeah.
think 150 something countries about a driving license.
Mm.
So if you're not in the list,
Mm.
even though your driving license is international, it doesn't work in Japan.
Mm.
So that's the number one rule I think that you should consider. I would say it's not that difficult if you want to change in Japan in case you're in the list. It's quite easy.
Mm.
You can get it in Japan. I enjoy driving in Japan most times because the roads are quite good and then cars are in good shape. Actually, what I love in Japan is you can get the rental, even if you don't have a car, you can get a rental car quite
Mm.
cheap.
Is it cheap?
I guess so. Like if the cheapest one I was able to find was a Nico Nico Rent-A-Car,
Mm.
and for S class,
Mm.
you can get the car for almost 3,000 yen per 12 hours.
Mm.
And if you are going to go longer hours,
Mm.
they can give it to you way more cheaper.
Mm.
I think I have traveled with it 2 days, 2 nights,
Mm.
like 48 hours.
Mm.
I just paid 7,000 yen for the car.
Mm. Wait, there are no so many like rental car shops in your country, no?
In my country, most time people don't want to take rental car because if something is breaking, you pay a lot, and they try to make you
I didn't know
kind of
that.
do everything possible. So in Japan, I think it's way more easier because you have insurance. In my country, most time you don't have insurance. That's why that's kind of an issue.
Do you agree with that, Salim?
Well, yeah, I agree with him on that part. Like in Japan, the road is really good. And one more thing I want to add, there's not that many motorcycles in my country. Like
yeah.
yeah, in like for example, in my country, the road is maybe the same size here, but there's gonna be 5 times more car,
Okay.
and sometimes the motorcycle because it's the road is too full of.
Is it like tuk-tuk? No.
Yeah, there's like some kind of tuk-tuk is Thailand.
Thailand,
actually.
yeah.
In my country, probably it would be prohibited in a main road having a tuk-tuk.
Oh, in my country, everything is becoming one.
In your country, there's a lot of motorcycles, right? In
A
my
lot.
country, there is, especially capital city, there are a lot of cars. So distance between the mirrors of the cars could be like this.
Yeah, same.
I see.
Same.
So if you take her out of the car and you can touch them in the next car inside, so that much
I see.
short distance between the cars. So Japanese people who come to Azerbaijan, most time they complain that you are driving crazy because the cars are too close to each other, and I'm having kind of panic attack. What if I will hit? What if I will hit?
So there's traffic congestion in Japan compared to your country.
Yes, I guess.
And I think in Japan, the cars they will pay attention to the distance between.
Yeah,
Mm.
they take quite a big distance between the cars. That's unimaginable in my country. Most time in my country, you'll have 1 or 2 people kind of stand size. Like if 2 people stand in a row, that's the distance a car will give a distance from the next car.
I see.
That's what I try to do in Japan as well.
I see.
Oh, also in my country, people there's no such thing as there's like zebra cross, but everywhere is zebra cross. I'm not sure about in Azerbaijan, maybe.
In my country, the rules are quite strict.
Oh,
They penalty
okay.
you. So they try to make people to use the undergrounds and then the bridges or the zebra if there's a zebra.
Oh, you have underground?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, that's cool. In my country, as far as I remember, we have no. But we have like the pedestrian bridge, and still people are just too lazy to use them and just jaywalk.
I think population is increasing a lot, so that's the reason.
Yeah.
In Japan, population is increasing, it's decreasing. So sometimes, like there was a bridge at the Kita Hachijo, I think,
Oh, yeah, that
on
bridge.
the way to the Homak.
Mhm.
They just destroyed it. I was quite surprised when I see it.
Destroyed what?
It was gone.
Yeah, the bridge.
Bridge?
Yeah,
That is connecting Hokudai with the Kita 8
Yeah.
dorm, right? Yeah, I think it's gone already. It's gone.
I see. But in Hokkaido, I mean, I think it's only limited to Hokkaido. But if you turn Navi, and if you want to go to, for example, Obihiro or Asahikawa or Shiretoko, the Navi says like, please go 120 kilometers straight. You know, that's unimaginable in other areas in Japan.
I think in Japan, because in
Hokkaido.
Hokkaido, it's a new city compared to the Kyoto, like Kobe, Tokyo. That's why maybe it's like that, because it's mainly mountains area.
Yeah.
I love Hokkaido. If I could find a job, I would, and I could stay in Japan. Hokkaido is still number 1 place for me. It's not too hot. It's not too humid. I like the food here. I mean, it's fresh. You can buy for a good price, good food. People, I think, more sincere than other part of Japan. Maybe I didn't travel too much, but still, that's what I
agree with that.
thought compared to Tokyo.
I agree.
So
Yeah, sometimes, but driving in Hokkaido is, same site, same street, and it makes you sleepy sometimes. So
I agree with that. I do agree. Actually, that's today's one of the topics was what to avoid on the road in Japan. Maybe no, I can't share all my experience. I have driven in Tokyo. It was nighttime.
Really?
It was nighttime around 11 p.m. I went from Asakusa to the Shibuya.
Wow.
I didn't have any problem at all. It was even emptier than Sapporo, I think. we have driven with Salim nighttime in Sapporo. Sometimes it's crowded. I would say number one rule: in the daytime, Japanese never cross the road in an appropriate place. If it is
At
nighttime,
night, yeah.
take care of it.
Yeah,
Because
you're
you'll see the Japanese people, especially old people,
Mm.
crossing the road in the middle of the night,
right.
not on zebra. And if you're not attentive enough, you can have an accident. So
Mm.
take care of it.
Oh yeah, we almost ran over like that two people crossing the road.
It's
like
all the
suddenly.
time. So it's nighttime, and they are in the dark clothes most time. So be attentive when you're driving nighttime inside Sapporo at
That's
least.
it. That's it.
I would say another thing is sometimes Japanese drivers could be, how to say, cocky maybe. Like if you are driving and you are maybe driving a bit fast, they will start also driving fast, kind of imitate what you do.
I see.
So that's could be dangerous.
Mm.
Another thing is, if you're a foreigner,
Mm.
you'll find out that sometimes they discriminate or they try to.
Really?
We have a guy in our team. He was stopped by a Japanese old guy, and the old guy told him he has hit his car, even though there was an accident at all, and said, "Pay me 20,000 yen. I won't call the police." And my friend, he told, "Okay, let's call the police." And as soon as he said, the old Japanese guy left the place. So there are some scams.
Okay.
Be cautious about it.
I see. You have to
Yeah,
be
that's
careful with that.
that's kind of stuff that comes to my mind when I want to avoid some stuff here while I'm driving. So
Yeah, but driving in Hokkaido is fun if you have chance to go to like Shirotoko or far place. In
Hakodate. I have been to Hakodate, Abashiri, Kitami, Furano, Matsumae, Otaru. It's all. If you are driving, I would suggest you drive on the normal road. Don't go to highway. Actually, I also have an experience with highway. I was caught by the police for the overspeed at the highway. In Japan, it's 80 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
In my country, it could be up to like 140 kilometers, 160 kilometers per hour. It's almost double. Actually, no one doesn't drive 80 kilometers. That's what I felt.
No.
Here, I was on the middle lane. I was going 80 kilometers per hour, and I see a truck driver telling me kind of go to the
Left side.
left side lane, and I just tried to kind of ignore him, and then I see another driver. This time it was more kind of a smaller van driver. He also started doing the same kind of stuff. I got frustrated, and then I ended up going to the left side, and I see almost everyone is going with like 100, 120, 100, maybe 30 even. And I don't know how it happened, but I was cautioned the radar, and they stopped me and they asked me, "What was your speed?" I said maybe around 100. I was 96 kilometers per hour. So
Did you pay? How much did you pay?
I paid penalty around 18,000 yen.
I feel sorry for you.
No problem. It happened like almost 3 or 4 years before. So be cautious. If you're using the normal road is, I think, way more enjoyable because you can have sceneries and then stop and buy stuff you want. I enjoy it more than going with the highway.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's it for today's
That's
story.